Hey yo, what's up? You know what it is, the one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D. And of course I do welcome you guys back to another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks On. And yo, Uchu Sentai Kyuranger episode number 7. And yo, this is gonna be one of those where I actually say it's not going to take long, and I mean it. Given what this episode was, it's not like there's not a lot to sit and analyze, but there's honestly not a lot to analyze here, because this is the birthday episode. It's like usually the birthday episode does not happen this early in. It's like birthday episodes in Sentai and even in Kamen Rider to a less degree happen in like the middle of the season, because it'll be at that point where you've gotten to know the characters and then you learn something new about when that character's birthday is, and then this episode focused around it. But given the dynamic we have been in, which this show deals in, is that having a birthday episode 7 episodes in does not surprise me in any way. It doesn't surprise me that they use this episode to add some more dimensions to both Balance and Naga, because for Balance, it's like, you know what I'm saying, we need to know more about him. So what better way to learn about him than know and celebrate his birthday? What a better way to get to know Naga is to give him more opportunities to learn about his emotions, and the episode did that very well. The other thing this episode did really well was get over Ikajin and Madarka. Sho Rombu made it his mission to put those characters the fuck over, and he did it successfully. But they helped by sitting up here handling the Kyurangers like it was nobody's business. So the thing is that you have to question, given the show that we are talking about, is how long before they both kick the bucket? How long they both kick the bucket? How is it that you're going to sell that in this episode that y'all can handle them, but a couple episodes in, you guys will be powered up enough to handle them? That's going to be the thing that I am interested in seeing, is that if Sean Rombu telling them, yo, do not fight them, please hit the bricks, don't do this, don't, is how are you going to put over the fact that the Kyurangers are going to be able to put the business in to end the both of them and then move in whoever you got next? And speaking of that, something I have been failing to mention the past couple of episodes is, remember episode, what was that, 5, when the 9 Kyurangers got together and they were all on Earth at the same time or whatever? Why are we still doing Q-Let chants? I love the dance and the song. It was actually sped up in this episode, but I'm trying to figure out the logistics of why. Well, I understand the logistics of why, but I don't understand the logistics of why, if you catch what I'm saying there. Is that I understand that if you had all 9 of them down there at the same time, and this is as far as production and writing and all that other stuff, you would have a lot to do. So giving a reason for the story to be that we can only send 5 of y'all down at a time because it makes sense, it keeps the story fluid enough to follow 5 people at a time, the way that has always been, usually 6 later, is just the way that logistically that makes sense in every way that you could. Because if you sent all 9 of them down at the same time, that's 9 pair of characters that you have to write for in action scenes and do all of that. Is that the thing is that now that I think about it in the midst of me talking about it, when it's the 9 of them at the same time, there has to be a legitimate reason for it. Because remember, this episode, the episode where they got together, everything preceding it, all the shit I talked about Stinger, about the how and the why and all of this, is that, remember, we did a whole lot of selling things down the toilet to get over when the 9 Kyurangers get together, shit gets wrecked. We have established this. This is a thing. We get it. So my thing is, from where I'm coming from on that, is when you get all 9 of them down there together at the same time, it's got to mean something. So you can't sit up here and bust it out every episode. And that was just, like I said, this is just something I just came up with, just filling through my thoughts about why you would do that from the logistical standpoint, as of how the show had to be created and what's best for the narrative that you're trying to tell here. But you are not here for any of that. Nothing. You're not here for birthdays and Balance and Naga and Lucky saying Lucky all the time. You're here for one thing. The first part of the crossover. Because, let me say this. The crossover between Ghost and Zyuohger was utter shit. You watched it because you listen to me, so I'm taking the assumption here and I'm not making an ass out of you or me here, I assumed you watched it and it was fucking garbage. It's like, again, when they first start doing this, it's like when Gaim and Tokuja got together, it was a great lead into the movie for that year. When Ninja and Drive got together, it was great as an introduction to those and having those crossover, even though there was no Kiriko and no Ninja Dance, which still makes me sad to this day, is that was great. Last year's was just fucking garbage on both ends. It's just that, oh, here, Kamen Rider Ghost is here. Oh, here's Zuo Red's here. And it's just like, no. This one was a little bit better. Because you had Space Ega Devil, you know what I'm saying? Makes sense. Introduce the Kamen Rider villain in the middle of the Sentai fight and then use the power to summon X8. Makes total sense. It makes total sense in universe-wise, given how Emu sold it. Like, what game world is this? You know what I'm saying? It's like little things like that which completely sold that part of the crossover. Is that I really want them to get back to the Tokuja Gaim crossovers. I want those, a full episode, full crossover, just mashed up. I need that. Because, again, I need that from a different point of view because I am unfortunate because I am American adult that lives in America that we have to sit up here and wait for this stuff not only to come out in a way that we can watch it, but hopefully there's someone that's nice enough to sub it so you understand what the fuck is going on. So I like those episodes the way that they used to do them because it gave you something familiar but put a twist on it in a way as a fan you can appreciate it. But just let's just here guest star in this fight. I just don't know if that's for me. But it's like you sit up here and you think about it, well, if you want the real juice, you gotta come to the movie theater. So you have to think about it in a way that from another logistical standpoint of how you wish to sell these type of crossovers. It should be interesting to see what the XA side of the crossover looks like because given what the show deals in and how it deals with it, is that you can do a myriad of things with it. But because XA is going through this change in guard, is that I don't know how much of an effect or what you could really do with that time. So I wonder, is it just going to be Lucky jumping over the XA? Because I don't think he's finna bring the whole squadron with him. I don't really think that, defeating one Buster takes 9 Kyurangers. I don't really think that is necessary. That is, even I can admit, on wax, that's a bit overkill. But it would be sweet, but it's a bit overkill. I get that. So, you really have to sit up here and you have to legitimately wonder how that's going to go. And we'll probably, find out later today. You know what I'm saying? Once Excite subs the episode. Shout out to you guys. And shout out to Overtime for doing work. You know what I'm saying? On this and past Sentai shows. You guys are wonderful people. Thank you. So, it should be interesting to legitimately see how that side of the crossover is going to be. Because it's like I said, the way that they brought X8 in and the way that fight was and how they introduced it was a lot better story sense and better than whatever the hell the Zoo Ranger Ghost thing was, because that was garbage. And I'll say it again, it was bad. It was bad in a way that was just like... But then when you think about what those shows ended up becoming, 2 ho-hum shows doing a ho-hum crossover, it's all poetic when you think about it in 2020 hindsight. So there you go. But this was a great episode. Like I said, just great character focus, balance that Naga needed, and a great way to get the movie over and bring X8 in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need a Q timer. Yo, summon X8, homie. Like, we ain't got nothing else to do. Oh, Raptor still base sauce. I think I'm legally obliged to say that every episode now. So expect me to just randomly just splatter that one line through every review until the show is over because I am legally, contractually obligated to say that line now. I'm stuck with it. It is what it is with that. So great episode overall. We'll be back later, hopefully later today, man, once I get through hustling. And then we will talk about the other side of this crossover in a new episode of Kamen Rider X8 as we step into this new arc of things. And if you guys haven't been watching X8, here's an idea. Fucking do that. Do it. No, hold up. Do it! That's better. See, that works for me. That gets across that I need you to put this XA work in if you haven't already, because that show is the fucking bomb. Just saying. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get up out of here. We'll be back later today because today's Wednesday, and for all of my KOF fans, that means we have to pretend like we're surprised about what's going to happen later. So I'll pretend. How about that? We'll pretend. We'll just play a game of pretend, use my imagination, pretend that late last week didn't happen, and just go on with our lives. Other stuff coming out, man. Back episodes of The Cool coming, Hustle's coming. I got work this weekend. If I can get the necessary things together, I got something popping. I got an idea in my head. I got an idea, and I'm gonna see if I can get it popping. But we'll see. With that being said, I'm gonna get up out of here. You know who it is. You know. What was okay? I said words, and then words didn't come out. It must be Wednesday. You know who it is. It's the one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D. And of course, I'd like to thank you for joining me for another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks On. And with that, start changing!